Hi, this is Janet from Try It, Like It, Create It, and today we're going to work on a nice little card. This is just a thank you card. It's a 3x3 square. So the original piece was 3x6 and then folded in half to make the note card. You can put the fold on whichever side you want. So just a little 3x3 card, and we're working with Aladine products today, and the first thing we're going to use is this textile paste, and I am just going to use the little bit that's in the lid here, and I am going to use it with this blending tool, and I'm also using this stencil from their collection as well. This is from the Duo Clear and Stencil, so it comes with a stencil and a stamp, but today we're just using the stencil. So I'm just going to hold it in place and just gently apply I am working on a clear cutting board, I guess, or it's from the kitchen aisle, and it's plastic, so you may not be able to see it, but it will clean up from all the ink that I get on it. So there's one feather, and then we're going to get another one going over here. So ultimately I'm going to put 3 on here because I like working in odd numbers. People tend not to count them visually, so that's why an odd number. So you can see I've got a little bit going over my stencil, which is okay. We're going to be doing a whole lot more layers to this, so that little extra bit of green isn't going to hurt a bit. So I'm kind of pouncing, kind of rubbing, and holding the stencil down as I work. All right, and one more. So I don't know, maybe we'll use this one again. Right here. It's a little bit of a messy project, as you'll see as we go on, but the end result is just stunning. Alright, so there. The other thing I like about this product is that it dries real quick. And I know that even on some of their products it says that it dries quick. So let me just clean up a little bit here. I'm going to use a baby wipe. You do, as you're rubbing, you do want to be careful of any loose pieces, that you don't fold them or get them bent. And there are a few on this stencil, so you have to be careful with that. Alright, so back to our card. Make sure I've got the green off my hand so we can move on to the next piece. The next thing that we're going to do is use their spray with this stencil, and this is the messy part, but I'm going to stick that on like so, and I'm actually going to spray with this translucent dye. and it's a yellow spray. So I'm just going to give it a quick shake, and it's just ready to use. But because it's so messy, I could not find any rubber gloves in my kitchen to use. So today, I know this is silly, but I'm going to hold this in place with a plastic bag, because the last time I tried this, I ended up with yellow hands. So I am just going to hold this down here in place with a plastic glove, and I'm giving this a little bit of a shake, and let's see if I can get everything. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a quick little spurts to make sure I've got yellow everywhere, and we will let it go at that. And there, so we have the yellow on there as well. And once again, I'm going to just use some baby wipes to clean up my space and move on to the next part. So let me take the card and get it out of here. Take the plastic bag and put that away. Of course, I ended up touching the yellow ink, so now I have yellow fingers anyway. That's okay. All right, so this is a dry baby wipe, and I am going to stick the stencil on here. Try not to do too much cleanup while you're watching, but I'll try to get a little bit of yellow off of here while I can. So, all right, so I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to roll this one up because I want to use it. Let me show you this. This is so fun. I'm going to bring my card back, and then I'm going to take the next one I have, which is kind of a pink. It's called Cerise. Just give it a quick shake. Doesn't need a lot. And that's probably more for me than it is for the product, because it really doesn't need to be shaken. But I'm just going to spritz a little here on my plastic mat, and I'm going to use that with the baby wipe that I just used for cleanup. So I'm just going to wad that up. I'm going to touch into the dye. I'm going to get this nice texture on here, and then I'm going to use that just to pounce onto my card. And the layering of colors, let me tell you, they're so transparent. And right now the only one that is metallic is the green. But they work together so well. And so that, and then I'm just going to clean up a little bit here. Alright, now back to the green again. I'm just going to use it around the edges a little bit. I'm not even going to dip back into it. I am just going to give a little shadow around the edge. It's real subtle, but I like the look of the green around the edges. There we go. That was a dry paper towel, so it didn't pick up as well as the wet baby wipe. And then the last thing I was going to do, and I don't think I'm prepared to do that, so I will show you the ink. And this is an ink. All of these products were made by Aladine, and it's a nice rubber stamp. It's kind of a soft black, and then just to stamp a little sentiment here. I have another one here that I've done. so it said thinking of you. Real subtle, but you can see the two cards. Now, the difference is that this one has been sprayed again. I don't know if you can really get in there and see that metallic, but I'll show you that. That is a spray as well, and it's a silver kind of pearl, and it just makes this card just scream. So I'm going to turn this one around and spray it. So this is what it is. It's in zinc, and you can see it has the pearl. Can you see how it separates? And there is a little beaded metal ball inside, so that when you give it a good shake, maybe you can hear that ball working. But you can definitely see now that it's mixed up all that dye into the card. And I'm just going to give this a spritz. And I found that if I hold it further away from the card, it gives it a really nice effect. So just a real gentle spritz. Hopefully you can see me doing that. And so I want it to have that kind of splattered look to the card. And there it is. It's wet right now, but once it dries, it will be that metallic and give it more shine. So the green had some metallic in it, and then the spray on top had some metallic in it as well. And just to, let me clean up this wet spot here real quick. So that I can show you a recap of what we did. So here is the card that we just made. And you can see the transparency in the layers with the green metallic. Then remember with the stencil we sprayed the yellow, and we pounced with the paper towel, or excuse me, with the baby wipe with the pink. We went around the edges with the green. The next step would be to stamp it if you want to stamp. And then finally I sprayed the whole thing with that shimmery pearl. And hopefully, I think right there, you can get a look at that. On video it's really hard sometimes to show the metallics, but that's how it looks. Here's the one we just did that's wet. Once again, it'll dry quickly, but like I said, those the spray takes a little bit to dry, and so hopefully you can maybe see some of that spray happening on there, but it is just gorgeous. And so these are cute little cards. You can put them on a gift. You know, just let somebody know that you're thinking of them, include them in a package, whatever you like to do. But I really loved the process of this and working with these products, and they work together so well, and the colors just really support each other. So once again, I'll show you the products we used. We used the 3 sprays, and you can see that these are all zinc sprays. They're made by Aladine. And then I used the feather stencil, and that came from a set. So it comes with rubber stamps also, but we didn't use the rubber stamps on this project. The card with the sentiment on it. Sentiment, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I used their stamp pad. And then to begin with, we used the, it's textile, paper, metal, carton, wood, so forth, but this is a texture paste. You can see that in the container, and I really didn't have to use much. You can see that with the lid, it's a metallic-y color, and then I used this blending tool that also came from Aladine. So, hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, give us a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you next time.